So super cool, the new tripod arrived from Amazon. Take a look at the packaging. All right, gonna hit a real stone day today. I always start with stones, don't I? That's always like the first thing. It's my favorite events, I enjoy those. So what is the point today? I'm still not 100% healthy. The back is still a little bit So I am coming out, I'm working on the heavy stone. I got a 19-pound stone I'm working with today. If your back hurts, why do a heavy stone? The reason is, the way I get hurt is that I try to go too fast. So my philosophy and the way that I coach a lot of people when they throw is you use the heavier implements to work on positions, on hitting positions. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna keep myself from accelerating, because if I try to accelerate too much through a 19-pound stone, even on a stand throw, it's gonna make me pay. So I'm gonna throw for feel today. Throwing completely about feel and position. And I'm running straight off the throwing lab group today. Same thing that those guys are getting. I'm gonna be doing some toes to board, some 1-2 drills, some standing throws, just trying to get the feel of throwing a stone again. Not even gonna worry about full throws, glides, rotation, all that kind of stuff. Just gonna get working on delivering the stone today.
There's a line I have to break that says what goes up there, what goes up goes down. Every time I hesitate, we lose a week, something else goes wrong. Colorado calls to me, we'll build a home of salt and earth and sky. Colorado calls to me, but don't just stand there, dream, 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 dream. Say goodbye to the son of a bitch who killed the dinosaurs years before their time.
My 1-2 drill is just hideous right now. I can tell going back and watching those first few reps that I'm really kind of tentative, a little scared to get over my right side a lot. It's due to this back, because it's all tight in with my hip, and beyond that, when I try to turn that right hip and knee to get it going to start the drill, it's just so tight. It just feels so chewed up, knotted in there that I can't, like when I've got my weight on it, I can barely crank it and move it, and it just kind of shoots up the back a little bit. So gonna have to, 1, get a little bit more courage, 2, just smash and stretch this thing until it wants to cooperate. So I'm gonna do the best I can. I didn't do the proper preparation, getting all mobilized for this, so just gonna work my way through, see what I can do for the next few reps.
Say goodbye to the son of a bitch who sank the ship and laughed with Neptune.
I want to take a second to highlight what I did in those last few reps of the 1-2 drill. If you watch closely, you'll see that I slowed it down a lot. I really slowed down the turning of the right foot. I really slowed down and made sure that I hung out over the right as I was turning it. I'm not trying to get the best 1-2 drill throw that I can right now. That's not the way I throw in competition. The point of that drill is to make sure that I'm in the right position. Same as the point of using a heavier stone, is to make sure that I'm nailed down in position, that I'm on the ball of that right foot, and that I turn it to initiate the throw, that right hip and the push through the right leg is the first thing that initiates. Again, going faster on that drill, trying to make it go farther or trying to make it look prettier or whatever, that's not going to do it. What's going to make it prettier, what's going to make it better, is realizing it's breaking down one component of my throw and really focusing on that. So again, slow it down when you get to that point where something is hanging up and you can't get it right, or you're not hitting a position. You have to slow down to get those positions. You're not going to magically make them happen by thinking about them and then trying to go fast through them. So that's the practice. Short, sweet, focus on positions, focus on staying healthy. Just starting a strength block in the weight room now. Heaven help me. So along with that, I want to be smart on the throwing field, but I do want to increase my volume because the season's coming up soon. So right now looking at 2, maybe 3 times a week throwing, and then looking at 3 times a week in the weight room. There's a lot to be said for knowing your body and having time in the game and knowing what's working, what's not. My hamstring flexibility or lack thereof is a real problem. And I would not be shocked if this low back issue and some of the problems I have with my MCL and my right knee are related to that somehow. It's the downstream thing, just like Kelly says. You know, it's when you have an issue down the chain, down limbs, look upstream, look up towards the core, look up towards the pelvis. You know, look for those things first. And it would not shock me that this has come around lately, because my hamstring flexibility has not always been terrible. Back when I was a fencer, I had great, you know, I could wrap my hands around the bottom of my foot from those positions that I was just hitting. I can get my head to my knees, you know, I could, all those sort of things, and those things seem like a distant memory. And some of that's because I just dropped that emphasis when I started strength training more and started throwing more. But now I think I'm paying the price for that. So you got to look at it as the time that I've neglected it, I should be ready to spend at least that much time turning it around. So the wife had an awesome idea to do a project in our front hall closet to create some kind of clubhouse lockers, I guess you could call them, so the kids can hang up all their stuff and we can have a little more organization. So headed to buy the wood materials for that, but first got to get some lunch. I didn't get any footage of me in the subway. It was wholly unremarkable. You should know what the inside of a subway looks like. I had a sandwich in there.
If your window gets broken, just get a new window. If all the planets blow down, just get a new planet. If aliens invade, just go to a galaxy that's free. If a chicken has the body of a monkey, just put the chicken's head on the chicken's body.
Good advice.
It's
playing a solo.
Wrap your arms up from behind me, don't take